Good morning and welcome to the Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection. We have a number of resos, concurrent and single resos on our agenda this morning, and our members are slowly assembling. So just for everyone's understanding, the resolutions that are asking for auditors' requests are asking for an audit to be done, requesting the legislative auditor to provide some information on mandatory health benefits or those sorts of things. It takes a concurrent resolution. So for those, we will not be advancing the single resolutions. So just wanted to make that known, and hopefully we will have our IT working throughout the hearing and won't need to recess to another time. Our first item on the agenda is SCR 61 SR 56, requesting the auditor to assess the social and financial effects of mandating health insurance coverage for hearing aids. And our first testifier is Kaiser Permanente, John Kiramitsu. John, are you on Zoom? Mr. Kiramitsu, are you there? Okay, apparently not. We have testimony from DCAB, the Disability and Communications Access Board, Kirby Shaw. I don't see him on there and he's not in our room. This is all in support. Sherry Shimizu in support and Eleanor McDonald in support. So this is one of those situations where only the SCR needs to advance. Our next resolution is SCR 62. And it is requesting the auditor to conduct a social and financial assessment of proposed mandatory health insurance. We have Lisa Hooms Schultz for Planned Parenthood. Lisa, are you on the Zoom? We did notice this for 9:30, right? Okay. And that's, she submitted testimony in support, and Kaiser Permanente, John Kiramitsu submitted testimony in support. We'll go forward to Senate Concurrent Resolution 40, requesting the auditor to conduct a sunrise review of the licensure and regulation of third-party review service providers. We should have on Zoom, we'll see if they're there, a representative from the Board of Professional Engineers, Architects, Surveys, and Landscape Architects, affectionately known as ISLA. Do we have a representative there? I see a nod, yes.
Good morning, Chair Baker, Vice Chair Chang, members of the committee. I'm Sandra Matsushima, the Executive Officer for the Board of ISLA, which are professional engineers, architects, surveyors, and landscape architects. The board stands on its written testimony in opposition. The board's chair, architect Brian Fujiwara, and its vice chair, professional engineer Clayton Pang, are present and available for questions this morning. We thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Okay, and just for those that are on the Zoom, you want to explain the opposition from the board? Okay.
Maybe the chair or the vice chair can talk about it. Okay, thank you.
Yes, hi, good morning, Chair Baker and the members of the committee. My name is Brian Fujiwara, and I mean, basically, I stand by my written testimony that was submitted. I don't know if you want me to go through that or.
No, I just thought it, since the board is in opposition, you might want to explain, since I believe the author is in the room, that it's not necessary because there are the people that would be third-party reviewers are already licensed by the board, and so there would not be need for an additional license.
Correct, yes.
That's at least my reading of your testimony. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. We'll move forward then to Daria Lloyd Goto. Daria, I think I see you there.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, committee members. My name is Daria Lloyd Goto on behalf of the Office of the Auditor today. And it's nice to see everybody and committee members in the room as well. We will stand on our written testimony, offering comments on this, but I'm available to answer any questions that the committee may have. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Okay. Members, before we go on to the next one, any question for the folks we have on Zoom?
Yeah,
Okay, Senator Favela.
yeah, I guess this review and the board that you guys are speaking on, you guys are not really understanding. Not all third-party reviewers are licensed. The reason for this being done to be licensed is because not all of them is licensed. And there's about 87 of them, third-party reviewers, that is not licensed. And they go around and they take the permit to DPP, architect, electricians, and they do all the legwork, but they're not licensed reviewers. They're not licensed. The reason why we try to get them to be licensed is because sometimes the homeowner trusts into the third-party reviewer, and the third-party reviewer lead him astray because they're not licensing. So they cannot go and turn the guy in because there's no licensing to turn them into because they're a third party and not licensed to do the work.
Senator, you're supposed to be asking a question.
That's the question.
Not testifying.
That's the question.
And the question is?
The question is, not all third party, you guys are saying
That's not a question.
that is a question. Is all third party reviewers licensed?
Daria, can you answer that?
You know, the Office of the Auditor is really only here to talk about the procedural issues with the
I'm
bill.
sorry, I keep
but
thinking you're with BCCA. My
Yeah.
apologies. Let me go back and ask a representative from BCCA.
Yes. To my understanding, you need to be a licensed architect or engineer to assist or to qualify to be one of the third-party reviewers. So what it is that the city, to my understanding, the city has a policy, it's not an ordinance, where they hire or they contract with certain licensed architects or engineers to review the plans for them to assist in their backlog. Once the plans are reviewed by these licensed professional engineers or architects, then they submit the plans back to the city, who will just kind of do a quick review and then approve them. So this kind of helps them with their backlog. Primarily, that's what the issue is. And so because they're already licensed as an engineer or architect under ISLA, they're looking towards a dual license, which they feel it's unnecessary, and that the function should really stay with the city level. It should stay with the county.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Let's move forward to Senate Concurrent Resolution 152, requesting the auditor to assess the social and financial effects of mandating health insurance coverage for oocyte cryopreservation. Do we have Kaiser on the call?
Good morning, Chair and committee members. John Kirmitsu, representing Kaiser. We'd like to stand on our testimony in support of this resolution and available for any questions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else on the call wishing to offer comment on SCR 152, SR 145? Okay, let's go forward to the last resolution on our agenda. And this would be SCR 229, which requests the auditor to assess the social and financial effects of mandating health insurance coverage for annual mental health wellness examinations. Kaiser Permanente.
Again, thank you, Chair, Vice Chair, John Kermitsu for Kaiser Permanente. We'll stand on our testimony and support.
Okay. Office of the Auditor, Daria.
Good morning again, Chair. We will also stand on our testimony offering comments on this bill.
Okay. Any questions, members, for either Office of the Auditor or for Kaiser? If not, I believe that brings us to the end of our agenda. And so let's take just a quick recess, and then we will go. Call the committee back to order for purposes of decision-making on the resolutions we heard this morning. The first one is Senate Concurrent Resolution 61, SR 56, requesting the auditor to assess the social and financial effects of mandating health insurance coverage for hearing aids. Just so that everyone on the Zoom is aware, the auditor, in order to request an auditor to assess these kinds of actions, it takes a Senate concurrent resolution. So none of the single Senate resolutions will be passed out of committee. We're only going to pass out for these auditor requests, the SCR, because it has to be passed not just by the Senate, but it has to also be passed by the House. And so that's the vehicle that it takes. And I'm just saving the staff some paperwork since the SR will not advance. So the recommendation on these first pair of resolutions is to pass SCR 61 with tech amendments noted by SMA, amend the SCR to have the auditor consider, and it also in the reso, we have to have a bill to refer it back to, consider SB 2439 Senate Draft 2 and insert minimum benefits of $1,500 per hearing impaired ear. Request the auditor to update the report on this topic that was done in October of 2014 in providing response to this concurrent reso to the legislature, and we will defer SR 56. Any questions or comments? If not, Vice Chair, to pass SCR 61, Chair votes aye.
Okay, so for SCR 61, recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair Baker is aye, Vice Chair Chang, aye, Senator DeCoy,
Aye.
Senator Nishihara,
Aye.
Senator Riviere,
Aye.
Senator San Buenaventura,
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
7 ayes, the recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. The next pair of resolutions is SCR 62, SR 57, requesting the auditor to conduct a social and financial assessment of proposed mandatory health insurance coverage. Chair recommends that we pass the SCR 62 with tech amendments recommended by SMA, defer SR 57, take additional be it further resolved clauses requested by Kaiser Permanente with the second one as amended by the chair when I was writing these DM notes. And it would add, it's in the underlining in the notes, and it would add whether the mandating of the full range of reproductive health services at no cost is in violation of the ACA. Just wanted to be clear what we were asking them to do. Any questions or comments? If not, the recommendation of the chair is to pass SCR 62 with amendments. Chair votes aye.
Okay, noting the presence of all members, are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the recommendation is adopted.
The next resolution, SCR 40, SR 35, is requesting the auditor to conduct a sunrise review of licensure and regulation of third-party review service providers. The chair recommends that we defer these measures indefinitely. And I would also comment that we have to have a bill for the auditor to reference That's been part of the issue. We had a bill that could have been inserted. However, based on the conversation that we had with DCCA, it appears that this is the genesis of this is a city issue and not something that the board feels like they can deal with. And so the chair is recommending that we defer to the ISLA board, which has jurisdiction in this area. So the recommendation is to defer indefinitely. The next measure is SCR 152, SR 145, requesting the auditor to assess the social and financial effects of mandating health insurance coverage for OSI cryopreservation. Chair recommends that we pass SCR 152 with tech amendments recommended by SMA and additional clauses recommended by Kaiser Permanente and defer the SR. Any questions or concerns? If not, recommendation is to pass SCR 152 with amendments. Chair votes aye.
Noting the presence of all members, are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the recommendation is adopted.
The next measure is SCR 228, requesting the auditor to conduct a sunrise analysis on mandating health insurance coverage for annual mental health screenings. The SCR identifies Senate Bill 728 that carried over from 2021 as the reference point for the auditor. Chair recommends that we pass SCR 228 unamended. Chair votes aye.
With all members present, are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the recommendation is adopted.
For SCR 229, requesting the auditor to assess the social and financial effects of mandating health insurance coverage for annual mental health wellness examinations. Chair recommends that we pass with technical amendments, including language identifying Senate Bill 2467, Senate Draft 2, and Senate Bill 728, 2021 as measures to be evaluated by the auditor, including clauses recommended by Kaiser Permanente to further refine analysis by the auditor. Any questions or comments? If not, the recommendation is to pass Senate Concurrent Resolution 229 with amendments. Chair votes aye.
All members present, are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, members. This brings us to the end of our agenda. Madam Committee Clerk, are we going to have more hearings?
One more hearing of resolutions tomorrow at 9:30.
At what time?
9:30.
9:30. Okay, we'll reconvene tomorrow at 9:30 for some more resolutions. Seeing that the business before us is done, we are adjourned. Thank you, members.